What's going on, guys? Chuck back with another awesome Blu-ray purchase. Now, recently, I've just, very recently actually, since moving into this new home, I've just begun the process of going through and upgrading my Best Picture collection. As you probably, if you've seen from my previous video, from way back when I'm covering my Best Picture collection, I do own every Best Picture winner from 1927, and as of just a few weeks ago, last year's, I did manage to finally get a copy of Coda. I don't have it here, but it wasn't over. I get overseas. It's currently it's not available in North America as of this recording. But in doing so, I realized that a majority of my collection of Best Picture winners prior to 2006, or actually prior to 2007, excuse me, are a majority of them are all DVDs. Now, most of them I picked up were at the time the best collector's edition or the best available DVD that they had at the time for certain particular films, and some were just bare bones, whatever I could find. But since then, by the time I initially completed that collection, since then, obviously a lot of these films have been re-released on Blu-ray, better editions, or whatever. So I thought it was time to upgrade. And I've done it occasionally here and there. I mean, I did pick up the Blu-ray Titanic, for instance, mostly because I was able to find the 3D copy of it. I just managed to pick up a Blu-ray version of Forrest Gump because it was, being sold cheap somewhere. This kind of ran. This was like prior to, me actually deciding I'm going to go ahead and try and do this. But so there's a few here and there, but again, the majority of films between 27 and 2006 are all, like I said, the vast majority, of a few exceptions, have been DVDs. So, as I've said, I'm going through the process of upgrading that. Now, that being said, let's take a look at my newest addition to that collection, which is 1967 Best Picture winner, In the Heat of the Night. Now, this is a recent 4K release from Kino Lorber, which is very nice packaging here. You see this, of course, it's the Sidney Poitier and Rod Steiger film. Very famous, mostly known for having a syndicated TV series that lasted for quite a long time, which I think didn't come out till the mid-late 80s and lasted to the 90s, and this film came out in 67. So that's kind of interesting that a TV series would emanate from a movie that far away from its initial release. Of course, this is replacing my original DVD here I had, which was just a basic, what is this, MGM DVD. And it had a couple, commentary, a few extra features on it. It was a good set, and, I'm glad I got this. But like I said, it's a DVD, and I was able to get this Kino Lorber 4K presentation. Now, I was kind of up in the air about which version do I purchased. I was going through making a list, an Amazon wish list actually, of all the available newer versions of these films, and I did see that the Criterion Collection actually had released a version of In the Heat of the Night as well. And then this, just like I said, this version just recently released. And I was up in there, do I get the Criterion? Do I get the the Kino Lorber? I mean, you're probably saying, well, Kino Lorber is a 4K. It's a given, and that's true. As the Criterion Collection, which looks, was a nice looking set, but it was strictly Blu-ray with a 4K scan, and all these great special features. The thing that I wasn't sure, because the Kino Lorber version is strictly 4K only. It doesn't have a Blu-ray of the film, just strictly a 4K, which, doesn't really bother me now because I finally do have a 4K player. So there was that. All the features are the same, and actually the price point was a little bit cheaper than the Criterion Collection I found. So again, it's a given, right? Well, for the most part, yes. But there's also an extra kick on here, which I did not realize until I was doing the comparison, that the Kino Lorber version contains that the Criterion Collection does not. At least I'm pretty sure I didn't see that on there. And that is that this also, while the In the Heat of the Night itself is on the 4K disc, there was a Blu-ray of special features, but it also includes the 2 sequels to In the Heat of the Night, which not many people are probably aware of. It's not really talked about. Of course, the 1970 sequel, They Call Me Mr. Tibbs, and the 1971 sequel, The Organization, both starring Sidney Poitier as Mr. Tibbs. So you're getting 3 films here for like a $25 price point, and a 4K of the original Oscar-winning film, compared to the Criterion, which has pretty much all the same features. It's only Blu-ray with a 4K scan and just the film itself, which is a little higher price point. So there you go. This is the way I went. The Kino Lorber, In the Heat of the Night. So let's take a look at this. Nice slipcover here. And there's the back with the features. Of course, you see up here, it's got the 2 films with all these special features, again, which were on the Criterion Collection edition. There's no reverse artwork, but so it's all the same on the back. And you've only got, you get the 4K disc, and then you have the Blu-ray with the special features and the 2 sequels on here. But that's a lot of bang for your buck, honestly. And so you got 3 great, 3 Sidney Poitier films for a very, very good price. If I can get this back in here. Come on. There we go. It's definitely the way to go. If you've never seen The Heat of the Night, I highly recommend you check it out. It's for a Best Picture winner. You probably think something really grandiose. It's not. It's very cut and dry. It's a mystery crime thriller. Just nothing overblown. It's just a simple, basic, small film, really. But it got great performances. Again, Rod Steiger and Sidney Poitier, especially with the iconic, a lot of bear breakings. Of course, you had the iconic line, "They Call Me Mr. Tibbs," which is the sequel, name of the sequel. My tongue just don't want to work tonight. So, I won't go through much in this because I'm hoping somewhere down the line I have a plan of maybe revisiting these Best Pictures. Because I've been seeing this a lot, actually, do some viewing on YouTube of a lot of people who've gone through and watched all the Best Pictures winners and given their thoughts about them or however they feel, which is interesting. And it's, myself, I've gone through these films at least twice all the way through. Some of the more recent ones I've probably only seen once, but a lot of the older ones I know I've seen 2, sometimes 3 times. So I thought it might be interesting, if possible, maybe I can sit down and break these down one at a time and talk about them, my thoughts on them. We'll see how that goes. Again, there's a lot of stuff I'm trying to just put out there. It's a thought. And plus, it's an excuse for me to go back and watch some of these films I just haven't seen in a while. So why not? And plus, also with the new projection screen, see some of these older films blowing up pretty big. Why not? Check it out. So I'll save any thoughts for In the Heat of the Night if I ever get to that point. I will say, if you haven't seen In the Heat of the Night, I recommend checking it out. And this is Kino Lorber. It's got a great set. Again, you're getting the sequel, They Call Me Mr. Tibbs, in The Organization, which I have not seen. So I'm excited that these are on here so I can see those. Again, all 3 starring Sidney Poitier. And the price point is about $25 on Amazon, give or take, and you're getting all this, plus the 4K 3 films, special features. Definitely the way to go. So that is it for this quick one. If you enjoyed this, click thumbs up, share, subscribe. Leave me a comment below. Let me know if you've seen In the Heat of the Night, if you've got the Criterion Collection version, or if you went with the Kino Lorber, or if you've still got an old DVD, whatever the case may be. Or just say hi. I'll always take hi. So until next time, this is Chuck saying I will see you on the other side.